It's a little late for this video, but I'm going to do kind of a little review on The Mandalorian, Season 2, Episode 6, The Tragedy. I don't really know why this is called The Tragedy. I guess it's because, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, Baby Yoda gets captured by the dark side. If you want to call it the dark side, I don't even know what to call it at this point. But yeah, we can say the guy from The Boys kidnapped Baby Yoda. Grogu! His name is now Grogu, as of the episode of The Jedi that was previous to this episode that had Ahsoka from the animated series Clone Wars and Rebels, I guess, brought into live action, played by Rosario Dawson. I love that episode. I wish I got to review it, but I was too late, and I'm kind of too late on this, but I have to put my thoughts for this Mandalorian episode. Full disclosure, like I do with some of my other videos, here's a little bit of history with me in Star Trek. I grew up with Star Trek like most kids in my generation. Star Wars. I'm sorry. I grew up with Star Wars like most kids in my generation. And I appreciate it a lot because it was a big blockbuster movie when I was little. I went to go see I think the third one, Return of the Jedi, whatever the one that had Luke and he was all black. I went to go see that in the theaters and everything like that. But the other ones were like when I was a sperm. So I got to see all these other ones in theaters, and I enjoyed them and everything like that. But I wasn't really a huge Star Wars fan as much as other people were. Like, my friends had the toys, had tons of massive amounts of toys. They're like, "Oh my God, Boba Fett's so great!" I'm like, "What's so good about Boba Fett? He really did nothing in the movie." I liked Star Wars, but I really wasn't a huge fan of Star Wars. As far as like the lore and everything like that, I thought it was very simplistic, and I still think to this date that Star Wars is a very simplistic sci-fi thing. But it did a lot for the genre. When Star Wars came out, it was something that nobody had ever seen on a big screen before, and you have to appreciate that, and you have to respect that, in my opinion. I always say you have to respect the things that changed the game, and that changed the game forever. And it's become an incredibly big franchise, no matter what you think of the prequels or the ones that recently happened with Ray. No matter what you think about those. Mandalorian, I like The Mandalorian. The only problem I have with The Mandalorian is that I feel like I'm watching an 80s cartoon, which is not a problem, because I grew up with 80s cartoons on Saturday mornings. But with The Mandalorian, it just kind of gets so simple. I don't even know, where it's going to go, or if there's a point of where it's going to go, and it just goes so slow for me. But another thing, like certain other shows, the production values and the special effects are incredible, in my opinion. It's like another one of those shows. Like, my God, you gave this so much money. It looks good. It looks great. I just don't think very deeply about any of the stories, and I never have on any of these episodes. But I do think The Mandalorian is a very fun show to watch, and it's just an adventure show. And Baby Yoda, Grogu, is the cutest goddamn thing on the planet. I love him to death. And that's probably a selling point for it. Even when he's just a puppet, he's always just a puppet. But I love him to death. And I wish I had a little one, but I don't want to be like all those other people out there. Have Baby Yoda here, Baby Yoda. Yeah, no, enough with those that I have behind me. This episode of The Mandalorian, I thought it was a good action-packed episode. A lot of people have said that they thought it was one of the best episodes. I far from think that. But I thought it was very enjoyable. They basically took Baby Yoda to a planet where he's supposed to increase his force sensitivity, and if he does that, he can also send out kind of a beacon to hopefully another Jedi out there so that they can come and train him, which I wish that Jedi was Ahsoka, because that Ahsoka episode was one of my favorite. Actually, it was my favorite episode of Mandalorian, period. I feel weird not having any Jedi in Star Wars. When the Jedi are present, then I get some excitement, but other than that, I'm just like, okay, it's okay. But Ahsoka being in it was like, I can't believe she's in live action and she looks that good. I don't care what people say about the headdress, she looked really good. Talking about this episode again, though, sorry, get off on my tangent. He had to go to the planet, he had to take Baby Yoda there, had to put him on the mound, and Baby Yoda suddenly started, channel the Force energy. And there was a big, huge, force field around him that looked like a force field. It obviously looked like a force field. In Mandalorian, when he felt that there were all these bad guys coming and they're going to take Baby Yoda or harm him, he tried to get Baby Yoda out of there, but he couldn't snap him out of it. So he tried to penetrate the force field. And basically he didn't use anything to penetrate the force field. He kept reaching in and getting blown back. I'm like, why do you keep trying? Try something else. He didn't try something else and Baby Yoda got kidnapped. That was kind of annoying. Boba Fett in this episode, we know the older man is Boba Fett. I thought he was fine. I thought he took his nice. I know what they've said about the ritualistic things about the staff that he was using, but I call it the cane. I like the fact that old Boba Fett was using a cane to beat the crap out of stormtroopers. That was enjoyable, and it was very visceral, I guess you can call it. But it was just him with a cane going. That's all he was doing. And I was like, okay. And then when they chased after, it was what it was. This episode, it was fun. It was action packed, but I wasn't blown away or anything like that. By the way, what's her name? From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love her to death, and I liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I hated the first season, but after that, I actually thought it got really good. And I love her. She was one of my favorite parts of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm glad that she has this role here, and I hope she continues with it. I don't understand the whole abs being changed into robotic stuff. I don't understand because she needs to breathe and all this stuff. I don't know what's going on with that. But, Boba Fett saved her. But they did get Baby Yoda, and at the end it was kind of fun watching him, like, whip around stormtroopers and everything like that and get tired. But, it was an enjoyable episode, but I don't think it was the greatest episode. Ahsoka episode was the best episode ever, period, in my opinion. That's it. But this episode of The Mandalorian is enjoyable, is watchable, is action-packed, a lot of special effects. Love those black stormtrooper things that came down. Love them. Love them. I don't care what anybody says. I loved it when they came down. Like, that was very old school Star Wars, and I just loved it. So yeah, this episode of Mandalorian, I basically give a thumbs up. It was good, but it wasn't great. Once again, my name is Michael S. Garner, and I do comic book related TV shows and movie reviews and also sci-fi stuff and everything like that. Hopefully next week I'll be able to review the next episode of Mandalorian. Actually, it's not even next week, it's like in a few days because I was able to get this video up until later, but that's it. If you want to, you can check out and support my online comic book called Visions of the New, which you can find at magicloud.com right now. You can get a printed version of it, or you can just view it online, see a preview, whatever you want to do. I greatly help for the support. There are only 2 issues out now. There'll be more issues out eventually one of these days. I have been working on them consistently, but it's really hard. Also, if you do like the content of my video and you want to see others, just subscribe to get notifications, or it would really help if you actually share this video or you make comments on it. Anything a little bit helps so I can keep doing them and stuff like that. Greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.